It had already been 2 years since Usha and Gautam got married. Both of them were very happy with their new married life. While they were spending their days happily, Gautam had to go to California for 5 years due to his office work. Both of them welcomed this change with joy. From there, they flew abroad and settled down in a new place. Initially, everything seemed to be going very well for Usha. She had to handle all the household chores alone. Unlike in the big cities of India, there was never any time to relax. Apart from the two of them, there was no third person present there. They would wake up in the morning and go for a long walk, then have a hot cup of coffee. By the time Gautam took a bath and got ready, she would quickly prepare something for breakfast and lunch. If she gave him breakfast, packed the box, and sent it, she would have the whole day to herself. After Gautam left, she would do the rest of the kitchen work, the washing machine work, and sweep and mop the entire house by 10:30. After bathing and performing puja, she would have breakfast by 11:30. How long would she spend the whole day reading newspapers and watching TV? After finishing the work on the small lawn and garden in front of the house, she would go to the nearby market alone. She would buy household items, vegetables, and fruits at the Indian store there, but that would run out. She would do this regularly and got bored. In the evenings, she would go to a distant park to pass some time. Even if she searched for something, she would go to the library and beauty parlor, but it was difficult to pass the time. So she turned to WhatsApp and Facebook to keep up. Wearing pants, skirts, sleeveless dresses, she started clicking selfies and uploading them to Facebook. Her friends and cousins in Bangalore started keeping in touch more. They started getting a lot of likes and comments, but her usual boredom was gone. Finally, she got to know her neighbors and made friends. She started going shopping together. She also made more Indian friends. What happened? When she returned home at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, she felt lonely and bored again. She learned to make new dishes by watching YouTube. Gautam loved everything she made. After a few days, even that too became boring. Now she started remembering her hometown of Sagar village, Bangalore, India. She had studied in Sagar village and had completed her BA in Shimoga. She had never tried to work due to the fear that her English was not very good. She had come this far after getting married. Why not try a new job here, she thought. She had searched through the wanted column and other sources and applied for a few clerk positions. But since she had no experience, she was not getting job anywhere soon. She had checked online and tried there too, but she couldn't find anything anywhere. Now she started worrying about being unemployed. She even tried data entry work in some small companies, but she didn't get any results anywhere. Finally, there was an announcement that a helper was needed in the bakery of a large grocery store. What was that? With renewed enthusiasm, she applied there, thinking that she just wanted to get to the main job. She got a call for an interview within 2 3 days. Her English accent was not great. She managed it somehow. Even so, it did not pose a major problem during the interview. It was more important for her to be heard than to speak. The bakery manager said, "You can come to work here from tomorrow. But we have a rule. You seem to be very traditional. These ear and nose ornaments, what else are you? The Mangal Sutra, you have to take them off and come to work. If you agree, come from tomorrow." Usha found this very strange. What did the cleanliness of the bakery have to do with her wearing jewelry and Mangal Sutra? She wondered whether to go for this job or not. She was worried. When she asked Gautam about it, he said, Do as you see fit. I have no objection. There is no one else here who will object you. Go only if you like. But don't forget that you have to be home by the time I return home at 9 p.m. Usha reluctantly joined the job. She removed her nose and ear jewelry and put a plastic ring in her ear. But she didn't feel like taking off her necklace. So she dressed so that the top button covered her neck completely and left. After arriving at the bakery, she wore an apron as usual and tied a knot at the back. The manager asked, "Have you worked in a bakery before?" "No, but I am confident that I can learn any job quickly. You try it for a month. If it does not work out, I won't continue." The manager smiled and said, "Okay, keep an eye on every job. You should assist anyone who needs help. Most importantly, bring utensils, plates, and trays from all sections and keep them cleaning." Usha saw the dough section. There, several trays were stacked in a corner to be washed. Thinking it was a good deed, she carried them all to the washroom and started washing them one by one. By the time she had washed the trays and dishes from all the sections, it was noon. After lunch, the manager noticed her sitting idly and said, "Come to the outside shop section. There you need to remove all the variety of biscuits, cakes, and chocolates and arrange them on display. All the glass racks there need to be wiped clean and then arranged." She had to go to the storeroom to get the necessary cleaning supplies. By 4 o'clock, everything was neatly cleaned and the bakery equipment was fully assembled. For some reason, this job seemed like a job for someone like her. But the woman who had come to work at 9 in the morning didn't realize how much time had passed. She consoled herself by saying that this was what she had expected. Somehow, within a week, she gradually adapted to this job. Since it was a bakery job, there were many people coming and going there. So she knew the details of all the shops in that vast city, the outside information clearly. The insides of the bakery also began to become clear for her now. But she began to feel that she was unfit to work as a helper in the bakery. She began to wonder if she should do such a low level job. Even when she was at home, she never did any housework. Her mother, grandmother, and older sisters took care of everything. Even when she joined college after school, she was preoccupied with her studies, her friends, and her games. Even when she got married and came to Bangalore, she focused on cooking, but she never washed the dishes or cleaned the house. There were servants for all that. Here, the task of washing plates, trays, and utensils in the shop seemed to be inevitable. She did not think she should have studied for a degree for this trade. She had told her parents and in laws that she had joined the job, but she had not told them that it was a washing job. She had only told them that she was a salesgirl in a big bakery. She didn't explain about the helper job, thinking that it would not bring respect to her. In fact, she had told Gautam that she would only take care of sales. She was afraid that if he found out, he would make her quit the job. She knew very well that she would not learn anything big from this job experience. It was not a job with a large salary. She just wanted to be close to home and she had to go there early. In America, Indians in jobs were considered to be of a high standard. How could she tell her acquaintances that she was a helper? She felt that her dignity lay in not telling anyone. What can be done? Everyone wants to sit in a palanquin, but no one wants to carry it. That was her situation. One of the consoling aspects of this was that she had to give sample tastings of bakery products to customers and get their opinions. If they praised it, it was okay. But if they had any objections, she had to remember to enter them in the register. inform the relevant section, and make the improvements. She also had to count the bread, biscuits, cookies, etc. and pack them in boxes. When they counted the biscuits, some were broken, so they were distributed to the staff for free. Slowly, she came to know about the political rivalry between the staff. She thought that such petty politics and mutual competition were everywhere. The people who worked in the bakeries there were usually Mexicans. They only spoke Spanish, so she didn't have much reason to talk to those people. In the afternoon, she would pack boxes of cakes and biscuits. This was her favorite job. But washing dishes, plates, trays was a chore for her. She was worried about having to go there and do this, as she didn't do such work at home. Once, an old woman there told her that she had to sweep the entire bakery, but the man had not come. Although she understood the matter, she continued with her work as if she had not heard what she was saying. But what if the woman left her? She had fallen on her back like a ghost. When she pestered her again and again, she snapped, "This is not my job." Hearing this, she immediately went to the manager and complained. She was told to leave work no matter what, and that was that. But the manager didn't say anything right away. Later, it was not known who did this. In the evening, while she was washing the remaining trays, an Indian origin woman came to the bakery looking for something. She had come in looking for an Indian there. She was from Delhi, so she spoke to her, mixing Hindi with English to make conversation. She felt very embarrassed whenever she encountered any Indians. Seeing her in this helper position, the biggest problem was who would say what to whom and laugh. So when she came and started talking, Usha hesitated to speak directly. She kept saying, "Excuse me," as if she were being taught a lesson. Then the manager, who noticed it, said, "Go there. There is a customer asking for something. They look like you're Indians." With no other choice, Usha had to approach the counter and talk to the matured woman. She asked the price of the cakes, biscuits, asking, "Where are you from? When did you come here? What did you do? Where do you work?" She bombarded her with questions. Without any luck, Usha had to answer her questions one by one as if this was part of her job. At Usha's insistence, the lady tasted a few samples, left without buying anything, and said she would come back again. Whenever Indians visited her like this, Usha felt humiliated as if she had been defeated in front of them. That was why she was hesitant to come before them. Not even 2 minutes after she got out of that mess, a customer called the main department of the bakery. She was answering sales questions, so she accepted this call and said, "Good evening, how can I help you?" An elderly woman had called to order a cake. Usha answered to comfort her, but she couldn't understand what she was saying, so she said, "Can you give the phone to someone who can speak English?" Usha was so embarrassed. What did this mean? Did she not know English? She had only spoken to her in English until now. She had never been so embarrassed because of her English. Even though she had told her the matter so politely, Usha had realized in 2 moments that the woman who had started talking to her by saying "Madam, Madam" was not originally an English speaker. She was beyond angry. Usha handed the receiver to the bakery manager, Robert, who was there, and said, "I'm not working here anymore," and walked away in a hurry. She went to her place, took off her apron, hung it on the peg in front of her, grabbed her handbag, and left before 6 o'clock. If she had not left early, her tears would have flowed out. Usha burst into tears as soon as she got home. She was sad that her work would end like this before the month was over. When Gautam arrived, her sadness increased even more. She hugged him tightly and cried. He was afraid of what had happened to someone in the village or what phone call she might have received. She told the story that she was not like that and shared her suffering by telling about her miserable job. Her heart now felt lighter and she placed her head on her husband's shoulder and cried even more. Oh, are you scared and crying like this? First, I told you to go to work after I gave you my full consent. Here, it's not like that. They want you to pronounce their English correctly and make it completely convincing for them. Maybe she did not hear you properly or did not understand your pronunciation properly. That's what she said. Not everyone has the same tolerance. After all, she must have insisted that she get her way since she is a paying customer. You should take this positively and don't be so upset, Usha. You have done your duty by making an effort. Keep up the effort. Gradually, if you mix and talk with dozens of people in this foreign country, your English will improve on its own. One day, you can convince them and bring them back on the right path. Your loyalty will save you. We see everything as the dignity of labor. This work is luxurious. It is a low level degrading job. Certainly, no one here considers your work as low. Do you know how many boys and girls studying in college here work as attendants in bars in the evenings until midnight? No one considers it low. Your persistence will bring you success. She was so relieved when he said, her husband's words boosted her confidence. The next day, she went to the bakery as usual, put on an apron, and immersed herself in her work as usual. No one asked her anything that day. Work continued as if nothing had happened. She now felt completely at ease, realizing that we should love what we do and that if we think less of it, others will be able to appreciate it. She showed great dedication to her work and attended all the calls with ease. A smile appeared on her face again.